for the last 2 years, I've walked around the city, I've talked to businesses, I've talked to residents, and unequivocally, all I consistently hear is that people are ready for a fresh start. They're ready for new beginnings. They're ready for moving from politics as usual and having an opportunity for someone to come in with innovative ideas, with fresh ideas, with linkages that can take them beyond where we are now. And I believe that I'm that candidate. This isn't something that I just popped up and thought about just a few months ago, but it's certainly something that's been on my heart and in my mind for some years, more than 6 or 7 years, in fact. I worked in the Clinton administration for both terms. The last position was Special Assistant to the President for Intergovernmental Affairs, where I was Clinton's liaison to the nation's mayors and county officials around the country. And in that role, I pushed the president's public policy issues. That was my job. But it was also my job to be the voice and the messenger from the mayors and the county officials and the commissioners back to the White House, back to the federal agencies to make certain that municipalities had the support that they needed from our administration. And certainly working with those mayors over the years, and having left the White House, I started my own company, the Washington Linkage Group, which is a full-service government relations and strategic consulting firm. My interest in working with mayors, an excitement with working with mayors and being able to be in a position where I was able to see grassroots results at a government level really stuck to me. And I didn't want to let it go because I saw things happening at the local level from the feds. And so I started the Washington Linkage Group with the mindset that I wanted to continue to help these municipalities, that I had developed enough relationships that I could find ways to bring resources or continue to bring resources and to continue to link and connect the dots for these officials. And so when we started, I was mostly representing stakeholder organizations like the National Conference of Black Mayors, and we still currently work with them, as well as the National Caucus of Black State Legislators. We are quite connected with the U.S. Conference of Mayors since I was in the White House, because many of the stakeholder organizations that I had to work with were U.S. Conference of Mayors, the National League of Cities, the National Conference of NACO, the National Association of County Officials, the Governors Associations, which I still currently work with day to day from my company perspective. Now, when we started, in addition, we work with Baltimore City. We've been Baltimore City's consultant or government relations consultant, along with one other company, since the governor was mayor. We work with Prince George's County doing all of their federal appropriations work. And I'll give you a couple of examples of what public interest lobbyists do. The young man that died last year of the toothache, if you remember him. Well, we aggressively went after federal dollars to be able to purchase a mobile dental van, to be able to go through the needy communities to make certain that situations like that never happen again. In a case of 911, with the challenges of radio inoperability, Prince George's County is right next door to Washington, D.C., but at that particular junction, they did not have a channel on their radio system to be able to connect with DCs. And so if there was any sort of emergency situation beyond being able to use the phone and radio into the command centers, there was no ability for the firing personnel to be able to speak to the police, et cetera, which exists in this city, if you don't know that. And I intend to change that, because it's just a matter of adding an additional channel on the radio system. Our fire department uses the county's command system. They don't have their own command system. We should have our own command system. I would love to see that command system be in existence, perhaps even in the police department, where they can share the space as opposed to looking for additional space and having to find additional resources to make that happen. So I know it's a long way around the bridge of explaining this to you, but I get excited about being able to bring change to communities and to cities and counties where you see the difference. You see people being touched. You see people having the ability to have a decent quality of life. And that's really why I'm running for mayor. I think that I bring an opportunity to connect the dots from the feds to the local. Connect the dots from the White House to Annapolis. That's what I've done over the last 10 years, and that's what I can do here in the city of Annapolis. My family has been a part. I am third generation. We've been a part of the city for a very long time, and I just want to come and give back all that I've been able to do across this nation, bringing millions of dollars to municipalities to build opportunities for programs and building a diabetes center like we did in Prince George's County, building a day labor center so that the local workers who need day labor opportunities don't have to stand on the side of the road, don't have to stand in Home Depot or Lowe's to try to find jobs, but they can go to a job day labor center and be able to learn English and get all the paperwork done that's needed. And so that gets me excited, Tom.